It's going to be a long time before we get House of the Dragon Season 2, but we do know some things about it. Sarah Hess, a writer for the show, said they're working on the script for Season 2 at the moment, and when she was asked about the huge blood and cheese plot, she responded, "I don't think you'll be disappointed. A lot of messed up things occur during the Civil War, and there's a lot of bad people. But blood and cheese is definitely up there among the most dark things to happen during this war." So, if you don't already know about it, I'll be explaining what this storyline is in the book and what to expect to be coming up early in Season 2. Of course, there is a spoiler alert, so if you don't want to know, leave now. So, in the Season 1 finale of House of the Dragon, we saw the big Kickstarter to this war. Of course, tensions were already high and there was a dispute for the crown, but Lucerys' death was the first huge act of violence, and his death came from Aemond, or more specifically, his dragon Vhagar. And from what we saw in the episode, it did seem to be an accident, and Aemond didn't want Luke dead, but it still happened, and no one will believe that it was an accident. At the end of the episode, we saw Rhaenyra distraught, angry, and ready to go to war. So, in the book, after this occurred and Team Black heard the news, Daemon promised to Rhaenyra that there would be a son for his son. With the help of Mysaria, 2 assassins were hired who go by the codenames of Blood and Cheese. The 2 assassins used a secret tunnel to sneak into and around the Red Keep and made their way to the Tower of the Hand. This is where Alicent lived, as she was now the hand to King Aegon Targaryen. When they got into her chambers, Cheese tied Alicent up and Blood killed her bedmaid. They then waited there because it was known that Helena brought her and Aegon's 3 children to see Alicent before bed. When Helena arrived, Blood and Cheese killed her guards, and Cheese grabbed Maelor, the younger of Helena's 2 sons. When Helena asked who they were, Cheese said they were debt collectors coming to square things, a son for a son. He stated that if she complies, they won't hurt anyone else, and then asked Helena which son she wanted to die. Helena first tried to plead that they kill her instead and let her children live, but Blood said it has to be a son. Cheese added that if she did not choose soon, Blood would assault Jaehaera, the daughter, and kill everyone else. Having no other way out, Helena chose Maelor, the younger of the 2 sons. There were 2 speculated reasons as to why she chose him, and one of them was that she thought he was maybe too young to understand what was happening. And then the second reason was that the other son, Jaehaerys, was the older son and therefore the heir to Aegon. After Maelor was chosen, Blood and Cheese actually did the opposite, and Blood cut off the head of Jaehaerys. After killing the son, Blood and Cheese did not harm anyone else, and they left with the head of Jaehaerys. After that night, Helena was never the same. She stopped eating, bathing, or leaving her chambers, and never looked at Maelor with the guilt of knowing she chose him to die. Because of this, Alicent actually had to take Maelor and raise him as her own. Aegon and Helena also slept separately permanently after this. Helena continued to fall into darkness, and Aegon further fell into rage and alcoholism. Cheese was never found after he left, but Blood was found, tortured, and eventually killed. It was an event that mentally destroyed the Greens and showed them that the Blacks were just as dirty. After this, war would wage on, and many other terrible things would happen, but few that got to this level. And you have to feel bad for Helena, who is one of the few innocents not just on Team Green, but in this entire Civil War. That's it for this video, going over what happens with Blood and Cheese. If you want to know more about the future of the show and the characters, and what to expect, ask down below in the comments and I'll make a video about it. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't, and be on the lookout for more videos.